What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I think I've got a pretty fun video for you guys. So this is going to be a comparison of the Victory Kraken Mark II and the Victory Jack Mark II. Now I think a lot of people consider these to be somewhat similar sounding amps, and to a degree I believe that they are, but they go about getting their sounds in somewhat different ways, and each one has a different feature set that can also play into both how it sounds and I believe your decision making if you're considering either of these two amps. So what I've got here is I've got the Tokai, and it's going to be going into a looper pedal, and I'm going to play some riffs and just kind of loop those, and we're going to go through the settings on both of these amps so you can hear how they react to the same riffs. Go through all three channels on both of these amps. They're both 3-channel amps. And just sort of give you just an idea of what these things sound like pitted right next to each other with the exact same guitar, the same riff is going into the aux box up there behind me. So everything is as controlled as I can get it here. So hopefully this will be a good video for your reference between these two amps and sort of what they both bring to the table, because I think that they both have very strong, they're both very strong amps in terms of just the quality of their sound. But again, they go about delivering these sounds in a different way that one may be more beneficial to your playing style than the other. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to start off with the Jack, and I've got it on the Crunch channel, and I've got the iPhone there recording, so hopefully you can see how the controls are set, and as I adjust the controls, hopefully you'll have a decent view of that. So let's get going here. This is the way that I've got. That's how I have it dialed in. Now as you'll hear, the crunch mode on this amp, just like on the Kraken, it's got a lot of range to it. So all right, we're going to go over to the lead channel here. So you could definitely tell that that switch in the back that switches between Mark I mode and Mark II mode, I guess the original voicing of the jack versus the modern voicing, huge impact on the low end and a little bit of change in the top end as well. So that is the jack. We're going to keep these riffs in this loop here, and I'm going to switch over amps. All right, now we're on the Kraken, and it's on the Crunch channel. Let's get going. Alright, that's the Crunch channel, and you could hear the difference that the presence shift and the low end shift were making to the sound. The low end shift doesn't really have too big of an impact, at least from what I was hearing, as opposed to the presence shift makes a really big difference to the top end. So let's go ahead and we're going to switch over to the third channel, gain 2. That is gain 2 of the Kraken. All right, now we're going to compare the clean sounds on each of these amps. I'm going to start with the Kraken since I'm still plugged into that one. Here we go. All right, that is the clean channel on the Kraken, and as you could see, I went back behind the amp and was adjusting the actual output of the clean channel to compensate for when I increased or decreased the gain. Hugely appreciated feature on this amp, as we will quickly discover. All right, now we're plugged into the jack, and we're going to hear what the clean channel sounds like on this amp. Here goes the loop. So as you can tell, it does have some good sounds in there, but it goes about them very differently. And The biggest kicker with the jack is that, in my opinion, if you want a clean sound in addition to your overdrive, you do not get to use the crunch channel, because the crunch channel gain is tied in with this knob as well. And because this knob, if you're on the clean channel, has such a massive impact on the volume output of the amp, you either have to have the gain set, for your clean channel gain amount, and then have your clean output volume knob set accordingly, or you set it to how you want the crunch channel to be and just use your volume knob or a volume pedal to roll back the gain using the crunch channel to get your clean channel. And I think that that's where the extra volume knob on the back of this amp to adjust the clean channel output is such a huge feature for this amp. It's one of those things where I didn't realize how big of a feature it would be until I didn't have it in this amp. And I really hope that future versions of the jack get just that one feature alone would make a tremendous difference on the usability of the clean and the crunch channel, being able to use those simultaneously with each other and get a great balanced sound between the two, the way that you can do on the Kraken. So for that reason, the Kraken does get a slight nod in my book in terms of my own preference, but again, I'm used to gigging with a Silver Jubilee where it has one very, very good channel and a semi-okay clean channel that I never really use. So I'm used to using the volume to manipulate the amount of gain that is coming out of the amp. But if I have the choice to have a squeaky clean channel, or just a clean channel with a little bit of grit to it, having that option is always nice. But again, I'm used to just using one really good rock and roll channel and using the volume knob to manipulate it. So I didn't really have any sort of issues in terms of not having a good clean sound gigging with this thing. Far from it. I had excellent sounds from this, just like I had great sounds from the Kraken. So both fantastic amps, but both they have a very similar sound and sonic structure, but they both go about it in different ways. So hopefully this video has given you guys some food for thought and a decent idea of how these two amps, both how they compare and how they differ. And with both of these amps being the same price, it makes the decision making a little bit easier, because one's not, significantly more expensive than the other. So yeah, I really had fun with this comparison. It's one of those things where in my head, before I put these things side by side, I thought that this was a very different sounding amp, when in reality, there are more similarities between them than differences. And I think that I enjoy the differences of both of these amps just as much to really pick like a must-have out of the two. I mean, if I were to keep one of these, it would probably be this one, but I would be equally as happy with this. I would just have to know that I'm sacrificing that ability to have a squeaky clean channel the way that I could have on this one. But I'm still super comfortable with just having one great channel. So I didn't struggle with this amp at all on stage. So yeah. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. I appreciate you hanging out with me and taking a listen to both of these two really cool amps. Again, big shout out to the guys at Zzounds for sending me these to try out for a little while and bring you this content. If you're not subscribed, consider hitting the subscribe button and helping my channel grow. And if you have reached a conclusion on a purchasing decision for either one of these amps, then I'll have an affiliate link for each of these in the video description. And if you click on those, it'll help me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra, but it'd be greatly appreciated. If you're not ready to purchase yet, that's cool. Hopefully this did give you some more information on how these amps compare and how they differ. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.